champions, baby. Yeah. Ryan's not happy about it. It's all good. I thought it'd be a cakewalk. For most of that game, it kind of was a cakewalk, but they kind of took their foot off the gas. Notre Dame tried to get back in, but nonetheless, a national championship for The Ohio State University. This week has been so weird, though, where I think people, instead of trying to celebrate a national championship, are too busy trying to apologize to Ryan Day. Now, I want to recap where I stand with Ryan Day and why I think this week has been so weird. The game itself was weird. I know the ratings are out, people freaking out because not many people, millions watched, but the ratings were down. But this week's just all been about, I was wrong about Ryan Day. I'm really sorry about Ryan Day. What does that matter? Enjoy the championship. It's so weird to see Ohio State fans, instead of enjoying a national championship, are too busy trying to say they're sorry to Ryan Day. So we got a lot of Buckeyes to talk about. Will Howard? Browns?
Jesus Christ.
Ryan. I thought about it.
Listen, I know you're not the only one.
I don't think much about it.
You're not the only one. Trust me.
Oh, no, it got hot and heavy. I saw that. We'll talk about the draft. Of course, the big news out of Tennessee with what they said. We'll discuss that. Cavs, Wednesday night. Darius Garland. He might have just cost himself the All-Star game. And I know the voting is coming out and the final tally is on Thursday. We'll talk some Cavs, just what my concerns were with that game on Wednesday night against the Houston Rockets. Browns draft coming up. We'll get to the grid. We got our NFL picks. We got it all for you right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. So happy to have you alongside on Twitter X at Matt Fontana Show. You can follow on YouTube, Big Play, Instagram, Big Play, or download that Big Play app for your chance to win. Well, how's that going? The
good.
Giveaway, good?
Yeah.
Can't speak too much to it.
No, it's active.
You go,
I've
you
been
download the app. It's a chance for you to win a trip. Go download it today. Big Play app right there. He's Ryan Tyler. I am Matt Fontana. Buckeyes, get it done. Yes. What a game. It was a lot of fun to watch. And, think about the ups and downs of that game. They go on that drive. They score a touchdown. They about kill Riley Leonard. He's throwing up on the sidelines. And then Ohio State just cakewalks up and down the field. And you're sitting there at halftime, and I had this feeling. It didn't even feel like I didn't feel fulfilled. I don't know. It's weird because I was sitting there. I was like, well, this seems to be like a butt whooping. And it changed at the end of the game. And I really am thankful that Notre Dame kind of got back into the game because it was more fun to watch sitting up on a Monday night trying to watch that game or whatever. But it didn't feel like it for the first part of that game just because you thought this was going to be an easy cakewalk. The flowers being thrown at Ryan Day, which is just something, and I was waiting all week to get to the show to talk about it, Ryan. Like, you had a right to be critical about Ryan Day. And I said it at the time over and over and over again. I was one that defended Ryan Day. You wanted him fired. I just kept asking, okay, who are you going to bring in? I would give him credit for, I'm going to say draft picks, but the transfers and the recruiting and the talent on that field. You want to give some to Brian Hartline for getting Jeremiah Smith in there. Okay, fine, whatever. I gave Ryan Day credit for that. And people didn't want to do it because you lost to Michigan. And you were standing on the edge and you wanted this to be over and you wanted to move on. Well, he goes, wins the national championship. Everybody goes, oh my God, Ryan, I'm so sorry, Ryan. I'm so sorry, Ryan Day. Why? You were right in being critical for Ryan Day. He went and won the national championship. I'm coming from a place where I always was giving him credit. So I feel like this week has been about the Ryan Day apology tour instead of celebrating a national championship. Everybody, nationally, locally, instead of talking about a national championship, they're too busy trying to backtrack and say that they're sorry to Ryan Day. It's taken away from the game. It is taking away from the game. And I just want to celebrate a national championship. What Ryan Day did, yes, okay, I don't want him losing to Michigan. You know how much I hate Michigan. You still went back and won a national championship. And really what bothers me is that it's still even a part of this conversation. That Michigan is still getting their little piece of this because it's distracting. That's the word I'm looking for in this whole thing, right? It's distracting some people from the fact that they just won the national championship. And I guess it'll always be, when you think about that national championship, some people think, well, yeah, you lost to Michigan. And Michigan fans will grab onto that and be like, well, we beat the national championship. National champions. I saw a tweet. Somebody goes, Michigan wouldn't have won the national championship if there was a 12-team playoff last year. They wouldn't have gone through that gauntlet. It's like, yeah, Ohio State wouldn't even have made it. Ohio State wouldn't even have made it with the 12-team playoff. So, my bother is that this is still, infecting how people feel after you won a national championship. Let it go, okay? He is no different than any other coach. They want Dabo fired. They want Lincoln Riley. There are just a select few. Nick Saban was one, but even eventually Belichick got there. They want to run Mike Tomlin out of Pittsburgh, right? Even the highest pedestal of coaches, you will encounter that. The people that want him gone or think that somebody else can do the job better. That's no different than any other coach ever. So why can't we just, why is this such a big thing? That's literally why. And again, you don't want to lose to Michigan. And there are those people out there that crashed. Saw the clip from Drennan, him freaking out that people are idiots if they think they'd rather win against Michigan than win a national championship. 100%. So that's why, my bother is, why can't we just stop? And here I am talking about it and starting our show with it, Ryan, but it's it bothers me.
Well, you're not dealing with rational people, and we knew this.
The lunatic fringe out there.
And it'll be the same thing next season. Come November, the last week, if Ohio State loses to Michigan, they're going to say the same thing. It's going to be the whole cycle of firing Ryan Day. And maybe it'd be different if you went into the season with the expectation of, okay, if this guy does lose to Michigan again, it's all fixed with winning a national championship. But people don't think like that. It's the end-all, be-all with Michigan, and it's lunacy.
The difference is you are asking a prideful group of Ohio State fans to change decades worth of hype for the Michigan game, because back in the day, you couldn't win a national championship if you didn't beat Michigan. Because back in the day, it was the BCS, and even in the 14 playoff, you were required to beat Michigan to go win a national championship. Ryan, we will never, ever be back in that situation again. And it helps, you go undefeated, sure. Now, people need to then just focus. I just want to beat Michigan for the sake of beating Michigan. It's no longer about going to win a national championship. Now, we all romanticize the game, right? Where everybody wanted Ohio State and Michigan to run it back for the national championship. We got Florida and they beat us, okay? But it's no longer that. So I'm going to ask people to actually take a little glow off of the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry for a second, because it doesn't mean that anymore. And that's painful, and I hate it. So now I just look at it and say, I just want to beat Michigan for the sake of beating Michigan, because I don't like them. But now you're going to have a chance to go to the national championship. Ohio State, which I hope doesn't happen here, we need to fall off a cliff to not make the championship, at least make the playoffs anymore. And then you see, and especially when they expand again, and you see what eventually is going to be the path, knowing you can still do it. Look at the path they ran through. What are they saying, right? Of the final, was it 10 teams or 9? Ohio State, I think it was 8.
It was 8. Everyone except
because
Georgia.
You beat 6 of them. You were one of them, and you didn't play Georgia.
Yep.
It is one of the most impressive resumes of any national champion ever. It feels different. I want to ask you this. Does it feel, I know you're an Ohio State fan. It felt different for me with the playoffs and all the games, because as a fan, I feel like you only have so many games you can get up for, right? And I got up for the Oregon game, and you get up for the Texas game. So this one, I'm not saying I came in falling a little flat, but also of what I expected that game to be. It just felt different. But I'll tell you, at the end of the game, when the clock said 0, I had the same feeling I did when they won in 2015. I had the same feeling, not quite the same feeling about it.
In what way do you think it feels different?
Like the journey, the marathon that it took to actually get to this game. It just, you realize you played an extra month of football.
Yeah.
And how it just felt different for me. And I don't rank this one higher than 0-2. I'll tell you this. I don't think anything in my Ohio State fandom will ever cap 0-2. I think that'll be number one for me forever. I'm so happy we won, but it just felt so different on the journey that it went. And this week, everybody's still just bringing up the Michigan thing, and you couldn't get away from it. There's so many people backtrack and go, I'm really sorry to Ryan Day, and I just felt like it took away from the game. Real quick on the ratings, the easy fix is to go to Friday. I know so many people are discussing the ratings were down from last year. Why it's not on Friday? Did you see Atlanta Airport? Good Lord. There's a 3-hour wait out in the cold for people to get through TSA just to make their flights.
Yeah, they don't got snow shovels down south.
No, it's not even that. If you do the game on Friday, not everybody's going to leave on Saturday.
Oh, I see what you're
Some
saying.
people will leave Saturday. Some people leave Saturday night. Some people will stay Sunday. And if you have MLK Day on Monday, some people might even stay in Atlanta through Monday. There's so many things just beating the NCAA over the head about why this game is played on Monday, which I get. There's a little tradition there where you couldn't play on Saturday, Sundays because of the NFL and how the other bowl games were set up. Now you are going to be playing Thursday, Friday. Move it to Friday, solve those problems. It's that easy. And it was crazy to see all those people that were just stuck in Atlanta and everything that went on. Not done with Ohio State. I want to talk some Will Howard here coming up in a little bit. I'm not making the case for him to come to the Browns. I'm just going to bring it up. We'll talk about some of the other Buckeyes that I think really helped themselves through this playoffs with their draft stock, with our friends at Garage Beer. Let's go. Did you see Ryan Day was drinking some Garage Beer after that win? Let's go, man.
Crazy plug from Pete Thamel.
Yeah, what a find that was. It's obviously important enough to Ryan Day to have Garage Beer in his office.
Yeah.
So maybe you should as well. Folks, Fairway Ford. You got to get that ride. Now is the time. You see the deal. The New Year's savings is on with the Broncos. If I wanted to get it, $15,000 off if you need it. Heated seats, man. I don't have them in my car right now. I got a Ford Explorer. I love it. But I'll tell you, Ryan, the cold, my Explorer, starting up every single morning. I'm stuck in a time of the past a little bit. I have an app. I have a Ford app for my car. I can start my car remotely from anywhere as long as I have my phone.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's the best thing ever. I never had that in my cars before. Ford is the vehicle that you're going to need for this winter time or the new year coming up. We got a family trip coming up, and it's not a road trip type thing, but I'm so thankful that I have the Explorer with third row seating for all the gear, for all my kids' stuff, getting them in and out of their car seats, all that, folks. And the Bronco deal is on right now. You see them, the four-wheel drive, all the safety features that you need. You're looking for a new vehicle. I know a lot of people think, man, I missed my opportunity, right? New Year's here, 2025s are here. I missed all the great sales. You don't miss it at Fairway Ford. They're willing to make a deal with you. Their inventory is completely stocked. They're the #1 F-Series dealer in the Pittsburgh region, not in Canfield, short drive for us. They are one of the biggest dealers in Northeast Ohio for Ford. Go there for great service, great vehicles, and amazing deals. It starts there. It starts with the deals. They're willing to make a sacrifice for them to get you in the ride that you're looking for. Go check them out. Just start your search, fairwayfordohio.com. They have a chat feature right there, fairwayfordohio.com. Tell them we sent you, and they'll hook you up with our friends at Fairway Ford. We love them. We appreciate them very much. All right, we got to talk some Will Howard. We'll do it next. Fontana Show right here on Big Play. All right, back here on the Fontana Show. Download the app Big Play. You can check us out there. We're up on YouTube. You can also follow us on Instagram, Big Play, and at Matt Fontana Show. Get done with the national championship Monday night. A lot of crossover between Ohio State and Browns fans, and they start wondering, Will Howard to the Buckeyes? And I do mock drafts, like the simulator on PFN, because I have so much fun doing it. And I did one right after the championship, Ryan, and I took Will Howard in the third round.
Too high.
I know. Trust me. I get it. Where of the list, and I sent this list out. Okay, excuse me. Buckeyes who I think help themselves during this playoff run. Donovan Jackson. He slides out from guard to tackle. That's good for scouts to see. Jack Sawyer played his ass off. He helped himself there. JTT, battling injury, really helped in the run game. Travion Henderson, who, boy, would I like him. You talk about Buckeyes I want on the Browns. Travion Henderson, #1 for me. But then there's Will Howard, okay? No. No. Here's my reasoning. He's got the size, okay? He's got a little wiggle. He can move, he can run, he can do all those things. He obviously is obscenely accurate. The most accurate Ohio State season ever for Will Howard. The arm strength is a concern. I did see anticipatory throws. I saw tight window throws. I just don't know if he's going to be a viable starting. And I'll say the same thing about Jackson Dart and a couple of these other guys. We'll talk about the Titans comments here in a minute about what might change at the top. And you know where I stand. I am Cam Ward, hell or high water. I don't know if I'm going to get the chance to draft him, but that's who I want. So if you don't get him and you don't take Shador, you're going to go with somebody in that third round type of area, right? I would want somebody that I could look at and say, I can't find that anywhere else. There's something about that guy that I don't know if anybody else can do that. Because then you try to embrace what that guy can do. And there's a lot of people talking about Jalen Milroe with the Tommy Reese hire, which I'm not gonna connect those dots. I can't. Ryan, Tommy Reese knows Jalen Milroe.
I thought it was so funny that people were just instantly saying, "Oh, guess they're drafting Jalen Milroe."
Ryan, what if Tommy Reese knows how maybe not good Jalen? You know what I mean? Just because he knows him, he knows his faults too. Now, the other side could be, Tommy Reese is in love with him, but there is an insight that you're not going to get anywhere with Tommy Reese. So that means, they have a little leg up on Jalen Milroe. Okay, fine. I'm not saying I'd freak out that if with the 96th pick, I don't remember what pick we have, 100 and whatever, and they want to take their shot on Will Howard, I don't see it. And it's more about I need to find somebody that is going to be a starting quarterback for 10 years in the NFL. I just don't know if I see that with Will Howard. I actually would better maybe see that with Jalen Milroe. I do not see it with Jackson Dart. I don't understand that one. And I understand that in the third round, nobody's perfect. These guys are going to be the fourth or fifth quarterbacks for a reason in what is supposed to be not a great draft class. And people get drunk on what Jaden Daniels has done. And we'll talk about the games coming up this weekend as well. That guy was the second overall pick for a reason, all right? And when I look at the NFL and the smattering of elite quarterbacks, more often than not, and I would love to know the percentage of this, guys that are first-round picks, right? Elite quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow. Lamar was at the end of the first round. Josh Allen. All right, I'll find you Jalen Hurts. Brock Purdy, I think, is an anomaly because he's at the 49ers. And take what you want with Dak Prescott, right? Your best bet is to find somebody early. So I almost am ready to make and this all has to go back to finding a guy in free agency, too. If you can't get Cam Ward, you almost don't even bother taking a quarterback. Now, that's not what they're going to do, and they'll throw a dart, Jackson Dart, bad pun. They'll throw a dart up on that board to try to take somebody. But Ryan, I'm here to tell you, I'm not putting much stock into Will Howard.
No,
and I think it has to be said here. He was throwing to one of the most elite wide receiver rooms that this game has ever seen.
And you had Quinshawn and Travion, too.
And that. And I don't mean to sit here and try to crap on Will Howard, but if I try to put myself in an NFL scout or a GM, my ass is on the line here, that has got to be a conversation topic here. That's got to be something that you look at and you wonder, is he a product of his system? Because he elevated himself. Don't make no bones about that. He had an amazing playoff run, and I think he really helped himself. Also, Aller going back, Carson Beck going back, Quinn Ewers is in. Who'd you rather have, Quinn Ewers or Will Howard?
Riley Leonard.
No, God, no.
Over Will Howard, yes.
You would take Riley Leonard over Will Howard.
Yeah, I would.
I wouldn't even do that.
Who is, it goes back to the argument, you're talking about who they're throwing to. He has no weapons. Jordan Greyhouse is great, but no pun intended. Yeah. He's not throwing to Jeremiah Smith, Cardell Tate, and Emeka Buka.
No. And that's the thing. You might sit there and say, why are you going to crap on Will Howard? That's something that's out of his control. All he could do was play, and he played really well. People are so hyped up on this quarterback situation right now. If you want to take him in the third round, fine. I'm not going to get overly excited about that. I'm not.
Easy pass.
And I will tell you that scouts are going to weigh a little heavier on the games that he played down the stretch because they were better opponents. And they will look at those games probably a little bit more and try to dissect on who he is. And during this season, there is paralysis by analysis. They are staring at these guys every day for hours. They're going to start seeing things that actually aren't there. And when you really dive in on Will Howard, I think he's going to be a fine NFL backup. He might be a spot starter here. I just would rather put my resources somewhere else. I really would. And then that's the problem with where we're sitting with the draft. You're basically setting yourself up for failure because, in my opinion, if you can't get this one guy, then just go get a bunch of other good players and try to go find a quarterback in free agency. That's unfortunately what I think has happened here. So I wanted to pump the brakes a little bit on the Will Howard side of things, but I think a lot of Ohio State guys help themselves. I want TreVeyon Henderson here bad. Judkins, I think, might actually go to the draft. It's a really stacked running back class this year, and he could go back to Ohio State and be like the featured guy. But also, I think there's a little worry about Ohio State. Like, not saying it'll be a Michigan type fall off here, because you have Julian Sayin, who's going to be awesome at quarterback. You're bringing Jeremiah Smith back, but like, you know, you're going to be losing some key guys on that defense as well. So we'll wonder about that. I think Dom Jackson helped himself a lot, certainly. Jack Sawyer. I don't think the corners really helped themselves all that much, you know, but if you're looking for a Buckeye in this draft, take TreVeyon Henderson, not Will Howard. That's kind of where I stand. Now, the Titans, who is this guy? Hang on.
Their new GM?
Not the GM.
Oh.
This is their president of football operations, Chad Brinker. You ever see the movie Brink?
No.
The Disney movie? It's a solid one. It's all about inline roller skating. Go watch it. It's great. He had a press conference introducing their new general manager. He dropped a nugget that changed some lines in Vegas. I'll tell you what it is. We'll talk about it. Fontana Show, presented by Fairway Ford and our friends at Garage Beer. Stay with us. All right, we're heavy into it. What the are the Jaguars doing? They fired Trent Baalke this week after they find out, gee, he's actually going to hurt your coaching search. Liam Cohen says no. They miss out on Ben Johnson. Aaron Glenn's up there in New York. Be thankful we're not in it. Like, say what you want about Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski. I am so happy that we're not searching for a GM and a coach right here. But the Titans hire their new general manager. They already have their head coach. And their president of football operations changed some things in Vegas. If we were not in the state of Ohio, you could make some money on this. I'll tell you what it is. Fontana Show right here on Big Play, YouTube at Matt Fontana, or sorry, Big Play on YouTube, Matt Fontana Show on Twitter. We're also up on Instagram. So Chad Brinker introduces Mike Borgonzi, who comes over from the Kansas City Chiefs, their new general manager. At his press conference on Wednesday, Brinker, whose team owns the #1 overall pick in the draft, says, quote, "We won't pass on a generational talent with the first pick in the draft." Is that not Travis Hunter?
Well,
is that not maybe Abdul Carter?
Okay, first of all, why are we taking what he's saying for face value? First of all,
this is a giant smokescreen. You and I, Ryan, are on the same page.
What's the point of him coming out and saying, nope, we're limiting ourselves? We're limiting ourselves. We're not talking about these quarterbacks' generational talents. Makes no sense. I don't know why this is a big story, first of all. And second of all, I don't know why it tricks Vegas to shift the lines. That's interesting.
Because they're going to sucker people.
Yes, that's why.
So here's the reason. So in Vegas, you cannot bet on this in the state of Ohio because they're weird with props. Don't ask me why. I don't know. But Cam Ward had vaulted to like -400 at some books to be the #1 overall pick. Brinker says that yesterday. Now it's +100 between Cam Ward and Travis Hunter. Run out of state. I shouldn't do this. I need to be. Sorry.
Yeah, you can't.
It's because like I got an update from ESPN. You know, they send out a bunch of legal stuff.
This is not gambling advice.
This is not gambling, and I cannot guarantee a win, even though I'm sitting here saying run out of state. Cam Ward will be the #1 overall pick. This is a giant load of horse manure is what this is. And I think they wanted to maybe shift some attention away from that. Maybe try to drum up trade. Listen, I like Cam Ward a lot. And if I was the Titans, I would take him over Shedeur Sanders. I was talking to John Costco, formerly of PFF, on his Twitter about this yesterday.
John Costco?
Yeah, you don't know John Costco?
Is he relations to the family of Costco?
No, K, not C. Not C. God, I wish you would have helped me out there a little bit. Get a free membership, man? No, that's okay. How the hot dogs? Delicious. Anyway, John Costco, he's like, John does a lot of film study, a lot of analytic work. And he goes, I'm not sold on either one of these guys. Talking about Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. And I get it. Everybody says not supposed to be a great quarterback draft. Okay. When you have the first overall pick, and I'll say the same thing about the Browns, the second overall pick, and you don't have a quarterback, your hands are about tied that you got to take one. And this smells to me a lot like the 2019 draft, where Kyler Murray went 1 and Nick Bosa went 2. Everybody under the sun knew Nick Bosa was probably going to be better. They still took Kyler Murray because they needed a quarterback. Now, there was a year, and people dismiss this, Kyler Murray was about to win the MVP, right? Weren't they like 10-0 or something to start some season?
They were.
When you don't have the quarterback, that gets vaulted up there. And the fact that people are buying into this is so crazy. Now, what's the impact on the Browns? When they take Cam Ward, I'm going to want to trade down from 2. And Shedeur has warts just like Cam Ward does. I'm drunk on Cam Ward. I cannot be unbiased with Cam Ward. There are things about him that I like. The unscripted plays get him in trouble at times. He's got a rocket for his arm. I like his release. He has problems reading defenses, which might scare some people. Listen, no matter which one of these guys you take, you're going to have to coach him up. Shedeur Sanders vacates pockets. He gives up ground to try to run away. He can't do that in the NFL. Doesn't throw the ball away. Runs himself into sacks. But yeah, he has a strong arm too. He has a high completion percentage. Dive in and understand, you're going to have to coach either one of these guys. And I don't think either one should start week 1 either. So you're going to have to rely on your coaching staff to fix one of these guys up and be your guy. But to say we're not going to pass on a generational talent, the generational talent is probably more Travis Hunter. It's probably more Mason Graham.
Yeah, who's to say it's not, like you said, Abdul Carter?
It might be Abdul Carter.
I doubt. I mean, Mason Graham. I don't know in my lifetime, has there ever been a D tackle gone number 1?
Oh, yes.
Yes. I can't remember.
Out of Ohio State. Oh, my God.
Or was Walker a D tackle?
He was kind of a DN. Wait. So, oh, my God. What was the guy from Ohio? Dan Wilkinson. That was it.
Who?
You don't remember Dan Wilkinson?
What
I want to
year
say
was this?
1995.
So no, not my lifetime.
Oh, yeah. No. Golly. You're right. Not in your lifetime. So you had Russell Maryland, defensive tackle out of Miami, go number 1 to the Cowboys in 91. Dan Wilkinson, Ohio State, D tackle 94 to the Cincinnati Bengals. And that had to have been it. Yeah, that was, I mean, you had Mario, defensive ends are a little bit different, right?
Well, yeah.
That was it. So, but Mason Graham seems to be a game wrecker. I still think if you're the Titans, you got to take Cam Ward. You just have to. So for them to come out with this generational talent time, that's fodder. Brian, I'm with you. I'm not buying this for a second. I really think they're playing games, trying to maybe drum up some interest. But the problem is, I sit here as a Browns fan, I still just have this uneasiness that Cam Ward's not going to be there. Why am I off on Shedeur Sanders? I have to factor in Deion. That clip keeps going around where Deion said, I'm not going to tell my son where he's got to go, but I'm going to tell him where I don't want him to go. You really think you're going to get that vote from Deion about the Cleveland Browns? I don't think so.
That's fine, baby. We're getting T. Hunter.
I'll take Travis.
We're getting
all
the
day.
real superstar from Colorado.
I'll take him.
Yeah, all day, baby.
I mean, unless the trades come in and you want to move back, sure, fine. But yeah, I'll take Travis Hunter. You got a lot of corners, though. He's going to be a full-time corner. You know, I'd be more interested, in Abdul Carter, maybe Mason Graham. Okay, sure, fine. But you can move back, maybe get one of those guys, suck the Giants or the Raiders to come in, because that's the thing. Nobody's really going to make a move until Deion tips his hand of like what teams he's going to sign off for. And you might be saying this is wrong, it shouldn't be that. That's what the Mannings did with Eli. They didn't want him to go to the Chargers, so he go to the Giants, right? It's happened before. And for people that want to sit there and argue that it shouldn't be that way and take him anyway, you're wrong. You're wrong. Because if he comes here already with the mindset that I don't want to be here, and his dad is extremely powerful from that standpoint, saying, I don't want to be here. Is he going to be putting in the extra work? Is he really going to be the guy you're going all in? No.
Not even removed from this whole Deshaun Watson situation. You already gave $230 million to a guy who never wanted to be here in the first place, and now it's the worst decision in football history.
They going to learn from Odell Beckham? Different regime. Odell didn't want to be here from day one. I'm off on Shedeur. I just am. I'm all in on Cam Ward, and if he ain't going to be there, then unfortunately I'm talking about a trade back, which I hate. And then we'll get into Milroe or Howard or Dart or any of these other guys. It's not a good situation. So I got the hype yesterday from Brinker saying that, but I just think that was nothing more than just moving a line.
Travis Hunter and Denzel Ward are going to be the best corner duo in the NFL.
I'll listen to it. You got that pick. I don't know if I'm all in on the trade back there. You got that pick staring you down. You better take a good player there. And that's fine. Even if you pass on Shedeur, what are you going to pick up? An extra 2 for next year? If you move back to 4 or something and take Mason Graham, I honestly would take that. Just don't move back too far. That's it. But Brinker coming out saying they're going to take a generational talent. Sure, go ahead. I'll tell you what. Please take Abdul Carter. Go ahead, take Travis Hunter, please. Because I would love nothing more than Cam Ward to come to the Cleveland Browns. But I just don't think it's going to happen. I just don't. Let me ask you this real quick. How could they pass on Cam Ward? Seriously. How? You don't have a quarterback. Yeah, I get that this isn't a great quarterback draft. Coach him up. You take him. And we've seen that over and over and over again in so many drafts where, yeah, there are probably better players than that quarterback that went number 1, but you still got to take the quarterback. I'm not buying this for a second from the Titans of what they're doing. What the hell was that Cavs game on Wednesday night? Darius Garland missing those free throws. It was an ugly game. What the hell were the refs doing? I want to talk a little wine and gold as we're getting towards the halfway point of the season. Updated win total for the Cavs. I got that for you as well. Stay with us. Fontana Show presented by Fairway Ford and Garage Beer right here on Big Play. Got to make your free throws, man. Cavs fall to the Rockets Wednesday night. Fontana Show right here on Big Play. Appreciate you joining us. That game stunk. That was a bad game. The refs just letting Sengun. Does Jared Allen have another rib injury after that game? What the hell was that? Honestly, the NBA needs to look at that. That was malpractice. And I know that they got the flagrant when they closed out on Darius, and he got the 3 free throws, and he screwed him up, and whatever. The game was disgusting. There was just some refereeing malpractice in that game Wednesday night. Cavs, my biggest takeaway, they're shorthanded. And without LeVert, Okoro, whatever, but without Evan Mobley, everybody's got to pay the piper on injuries. Everybody's got to pay that at some point. I think the Cavs are paying it now. Get these guys healthy for the stretch run. I never thought I'd be saying that. Well, you know what? I take that back. I was hoping there'd be a point that I would say this, and it's come a little quicker than I thought, but here we are.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
Cavs can't win a championship without Evan Mobley. The Cavs cannot win a championship without Evan Mobley.
So I thought you were going to say, which is kind of the same thing. I thought you were going to say at this point right now, how the team's built because of how good they are as a full team. You were going to say Evan Mobley is more important to this team right now than Donovan Mitchell is.
I mean, dude, we got to have an honest conversation here. I don't like where I'm at with Donovan Mitchell. I don't like where we're at. I still think he's an elite player. He's on a stretch of, 4 out of his last 5 games, he scored 30 or something like that. They put him in this new role, and I think it's hard for some nights just to flip the switch and go back out there and be the old Donovan Mitchell. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I just, it's not good. Now, you still are tied for the best record in the NBA. Things have gone really well for the Cavs. And I know when you look at some of the advanced metrics of Evan Mobley off the floor, you're starting to see a gap now. You know, they used to overcome that, and especially when Jared Allen could play. You still have Darius Garland and all that. But it's become apparent that the Cavs cannot win a championship without Evan Mobley. And we finally got there. That's all we ever asked for, right? We wanted Evan to ascend to be this type of player that we were shooting for. Well, congratulations. You're finally there. The bad news, I found that out by him not playing, and he's dealing with a calf injury right now. So they'll get healthy. I'm not concerned. And I'll give you this. The Cavs fought their way. What was that, a 19-0 run to get back into that game or whatever it was? Like, you choked it away. The pressure was there. And I knew he was going to miss when he stepped to the line because he missed those ones earlier. Was he 3-8 from the free throw line? Everybody was talking what? Mark Price. Everybody was talking what? 40, was it 40, 40, and 90? Or whatever, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, and field goal, or 40, 30, 90, or whatever he's trying to go for here. Can't be doing that. And an All-Star doesn't miss those free throws, man. I hate that. And All-Star voting came out today on Thursday. We'll see how it goes. I wanted the Cavs to get 4. I think that's a pipe dream anymore. I'm just going to chalk that a game up to some bad refereeing, an ugly, sloppy, disgusting game, and you couldn't get the free throws at the end. That's what happened. It sucks. I don't like it, but here we are.
I mean, what are you going to say? At the end of the day, it's like you're still 36-7 now. Yep. Like you said, tied for the best
34-7, 36,
Donovan
whatever.
Mitchell, like, I mean, I understand the concerns, but you saw what he did last year in the postseason. When he turns it on, when he needs to, these are still regular season games. And like the NBA, I know there's more games in the MLB, but nobody puts less emphasis, I should say, on regular season games than NBA players.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that. And you see load management, all that kind of stuff. Jimmy Butler's suspended again. Why can they not just get rid of him? Just send him to Phoenix. They made that move. Let's move on. Here we are. All right, we're going to move on. We got the grid. We'll get it for you next. All right, let's get to it, Ryan. Our weekly show. We only get one crack at him. Boy, did we screw it up last week.
Yeah, we did.
Let's not do it here. We go. Immaculate Grid, go.
You realize how much pressure we have now that it's once a week.
I know.
Because if we get it wrong, we got to live with that stink for a whole week. All right, Hall of Fame Vikings. We can start there.
Jared Allen made it, didn't he? Oh, wait, no. Don't go Jared Allen because you can go Jared.
Just go Brett Favre.
Yeah, that's fine. Brett Favre's fine.
He doesn't work for...
Yeah.
Favre.
Okay, go Jared Allen, Chiefs, Vikings right there. There you go. Not Jared, but Jared with a D. There we go. Okay.
Hall of Fame Bucks.
Tom Brady until he was going to go to Miami, but then didn't. Oh, no, he's not in yet. I'm an idiot. We almost screwed that up.
I thought you were saying.
Oh, no.
Hall of Fame Bucks.
Warren Sapp.
Sure.
All right, and then you can go Joe Montana, Chiefs, 49ers. You can go Steve Young on the other side there. Joe Montana. There you go. All right, Steve Young.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. There we go. All right, do you want to just ace out Bucks, Chiefs?
Bucks, Chiefs. Yeah, that's there's literally an obvious one. Is there not?
Am I missing it here?
Maybe.
It's not Tyrann Mathieu. It's not DeAndre Hopkins. I don't know.
Maybe I'm tripping for some reason.
What position are you thinking?
I was thinking receiver.
Receiver. Vincent Jackson, I don't think works. RIP. Hollywood Brown, I don't think so. Kadarius Toney, I don't think so. Like, I don't know. Maybe we're missing one here. We can come back. We can circle back if you want.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to.
All right. Dolphins. Let's focus in here on the Dolphins. All right. What's screaming Dolphins 49ers to me? Is that not Ted Ginn? Did he play in Miami?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's Ted Ginn.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, nice. All right.
Dolphins, Buccaneers.
Another one.
Yeah.
Oh. I keep thinking pass rusher, defensive line, something like that.
Ndamukong Suh. Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Dolphins.
Quarterback. I mean, it just screams quarterback, right? It's not Skylar Thompson.
Not Jacoby. Not Ryan Tannehill.
I don't think. Did you say Jacoby? No. I don't think Ryan Fitzpatrick works for Minnesota.
I don't think so either.
Josh McCown, I don't think so. Nick Mullins came to mind, but I don't remember him in Miami. All right, let's set that aside. Ted Bridgewater?
I think
Teddy
so.
B, kinda.
I think so. I think that works.
You think?
Well, you're saying you're confident he played for Miami or Minnesota?
I feel better he played for... I know he played for Minnesota. We all know he played for Minnesota.
I'm pretty sure he
rip
played
Ted B.
for Miami.
Well, we're on a time crunch in this new show anyway, so we might as well rip Ted B. Yeah. All right. Come on now.
There's one, is it John Lynch?
No, I always bring him up. He never played in Kansas City.
I think the reason I said that is because there's one for Kansas City and Tampa that works that we always forget. It's like a Mark Brunell one that we always say.
It's not Jason Pierre-Paul.
Oh. Priest Holmes?
I don't remember him in Tampa. I don't. It's not Leonard Fournette. It's not Doug Martin. It's obviously not like Kareem Hunt.
No. Where did Clyde go?
I don't think he got a game in, did he? I think he went to New York, but I don't think he ever got a game in there.
Samaje Perine? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
There's definitely somewhere that we're just missing.
Tight ends. Cameron Brate. Dude.
Oh, no.
What?
No.
Just say it. We need to say it.
No. I was thinking Kate Otten.
No. Bro. What a...
Juju didn't play for the Pats.
No.
AB never played for Kansas City. Not Adrian Peterson. Dude, there's somebody we're missing that's driving the people mad.
I know.
Like Sharkandrick West, no. Jerick McKinnon, I don't think so. Sharkandrick West, I don't think so.
No. Dante Hall, no. Alex Smith, no. Kyle Orton, no.
Kareem Hunt, no.
No.
Kicker, suck up, no. Oh my gosh.
Dude.
Is it not a Browns player, like a Danny Shelton or something?
I'd listen to Dan Shelton. I know he played in Kansas City. Cam Irving?
That's what I thought. I
Cam
swear you always
Irving.
say that, and that maybe that was the one I was thinking of that we always say that would work, and we never fool it.
Rip it, Cam Irving. Cam Irving does work. I think he works.
Is it Cameron Irving?
Maybe.
Or is it? Oh, did I spell it?
There it is. No! What do you mean?
LaShawn
LaShawn
McCoy. That was
McCoy.
it. Oh. Not a good start for us on the grid, Matt.
Damn.
It happens.
All right, break. NFL picks next. Stay with us. All right, back at it. Cam Irving never played for Tampa Bay. He was in Kansas City, but that is what it is. All right, speaking of Kansas City, let's go. Our NFL picks for this weekend. We start NFC Championship. Washington, Philly. Dude, 6 on the side of the Eagles here. 6. You buying Jaden Daniels and crew over there?
Low key. I mean, listen, Philly's probably the better team still, I get that, but they're divisional rivals. He split 1-1. It's not like Jaden Daniels has gotten lucky by any means. He's had fourth quarter comebacks. He's had legacy drives already in his career. But like outside of Jaden Daniels being better than Jalen Hurts, I think the issue they're up against, and maybe you'd give Dan Quinn the nod over Nick Sirianni. I certainly would. You know, I don't like Nick Sirianni. I think the Eagles are better in every other aspect probably right now, and you're at home.
Dude, their run defense for Washington blows. Yeah. Saquon Barkley going to run all over that. I'm actually taking Philly in this one. Yeah, I'm going to take Philly minus the 6. I can't take Kansas City. I actually think Buffalo wins this game. I do. And I know Kansas City's a sleeping giant. They get the... Did you see that stat about the penalties?
Yes.
The last 11 playoff games for the Kansas City Chiefs, 10 times of those 11, the opponent has had more penalty yards than them. The other game, they tied. I think you got the reverse whammy coming. The NFL knows that. They want to set people off on their scent. Buffalo plus, I like it more at plus like 3.5. I'd love that to buy it down there a little bit. Go ahead and give me Buffalo. I'll take Philly, Ryan.
I'm going to take Kansas City. I want
That's not a
Buffalo
bad
to
bet.
win, but real quick, my prediction, I made the show on the big factor. I said what's going to happen is, because it's all black magic, NFL, Hollywood, Chiefs are going to go for the three-peat. He's going to propose to Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce after the game.
I'll listen to that.
And then it's going to be a commercialized movie type
They know what
thing
they're doing.
to their wedding, and then there's going to be a live wedding of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
All right, final thing here quickly just came down. 5 finalists for the MVP. Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley. Your vote.
Josh Allen.
Myles Garrett, finalist for the DPOY. Here, quick. We're running out of time, even though we don't really have to.
Pat Surtain.
Oh, man, there's a lot for AP Coach of the Year. Here's your defensive rookie, offensive rookie. Don't care about that. Defensive player of the year, Zach Bond, Myles Garrett, Trey Hendrickson, Pat Surtain, and J.J. Watt.
Pat Surtain.
Okay. Offensive player of the year, Barkley, Burrow, Chase,
Barkley next.
Henry, Lamar.
It'll be Barkley.
MVP, Allen, Barkley, Burrow, Goff, Jackson. Josh Allen is your answer there.
Correct.
That is correct. All right, we appreciate everybody joining us on the weekly show. We'll be back next week. Be following on Twitter X at Matt Fontana Show. Big Play Instagram, Big Play YouTube. Download that Big Play app as well. Presented by our great friends at Garage Beer and Fairway Ford. We appreciate them very much. We'll talk to you next week. For Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana as always.